Hello and welcome to episode 458 of the Mark and Me podcast. As always, I'm your host Mark. Now, today's guest is a returning guest to Mark and Me, but they were actually, I think, 9 years ago last on Mark and Me, so it's been quite a long time, and I was joined by the incredible Lloyd Kaufman. This is the genius of trauma films. This is one of the greatest directors, ambitious, ballsy guys out there, and it's an absolute pleasure to have him back on today's episode of Mark and Me. On today's interview, we get to talk mainly about the brand new release of The Toxic Avenger. It's literally out now. It's in cinemas. Go and see it. Let me know what you think. As always, if you've enjoyed it and found out about it because of this podcast, that's great. But I think everyone's going to have an absolute blast with it. I've been lucky enough to see it. I really enjoyed it. It's got a great cast. And like I said, go and see it and then let me know what your thoughts are. But the interview with me and Lloyd will be coming up in just a couple of minutes' time. You know the score by now. I always like to touch base and talk about my last episode. It was with the amazing Michael from Volbeat. Thank you so much to everyone that took the time to listen, all the downloads, all the shares. It means the absolute world, and I'm so glad you all enjoyed the episode as much as me. But what I want to do today is to get straight to it. So here's me and Lloyd talking all things horror. Hey Lloyd, welcome back to the Mark and Me podcast.
Thank you. Great to be on the Mark and Me podcast, Mark.
The reason I say welcome back, you won't remember this, but 8 years ago, it was in my first 10 episodes of Mark and Me. I had Kevin Smith, Anthony Hopkins, Corey Feldman, and you. You are on episode 8.
Wow. Well, thank you. And a great thank you to Corey Feldman for, thank you to Kinky Finkelstein for his amazing featured role in Citizen Toxie, the fourth Toxic Avenger from Troma, and the best, but nobody knows about it because of COVID, I think, or whatever. And they got censored. But the new Toxic Avenger, oh man, that's the best.
Exactly. I love the artwork you've got with you.
Well, this is the most, there's probably 1,000, we get this kind of stuff every week from fans. Troma is 52 years of fan-fueled action. I'm going to Atlanta with the Troma movies this weekend. It's fan-created. Then I go to the, next is, we got Troma Wood in California, which... in fact, the Godina Cinema in Hollywood is playing the original Toxie with the new Toxie. But we get so much fan art. But I really love the way this artist portrayed Toxie. There was an art show was devoted to Toxic Avenger in Burbank, California, and I bought this one because I think it really gives the kind of feeling that Toxie is, and there's no question that Macon Blair and Peter Dinklage did more to advance the character of Toxie and the pathos, and they built on what we had done with Toxie, and they made a real masterpiece, I believe. And I'm so happy. Couldn't be happier. It's the best.
That's
and
amazing.
Happy you're interested. It only took you 8 years to come back.
Exactly. But you did come back, and here we are, and it's a nice 360 moment. But what I'm interested in before we talk about the remake and everything else and the new vision is fans out there will love to know what it was that sparked it in you. So was there a horror film that you watched as a kid, maybe with family or a friend, but that first horror movie that you remember that maybe will be like the Toxic Avenger now for people that are listening and scare the hell out of them and make them not be able to sleep? What was the one that was for you? Can you remember back then?
Well, again, I'm more into comedy. Michael Hers, who co-directed the original Toxic Avenger, we like comedy, which is
Yeah.
dangerous because what's funny in well, obviously we're not funny in London because Fright Fest hasn't played a Troma movie for years. But the new Toxic Avenger, I hope they don't play it. It's going to play somewhere else.
Yeah.
The point is, we're unappreciated, and it takes time. Van Gogh didn't exactly become the greatest and most expensive painter in history by living. He died, and eventually the public understood that his paintings were brilliant, and too late for him. But same with me. It took 40 years for good old Toxie to get a little more attention. But we're underground, and the mainstream is a oligopoly, and when you have oligopolies, it doesn't work. You need competition to create art and to create innovation, and certainly. Legendary and Cineverse have done that, and others, Neon now and A24, and Troma has been around 52 years, but we have no money. But these new distributors are eating away at the oligopoly, which is, as you know, Warner Brothers, Paramount. They're all a mess because you can't have oligopoly. You cannot have it, and we're very lucky that Macon Blair and the cast and the crew that all love Troma made the Toxic Avenger based on the original, which was also a project of political and sociological commentary, as well as making an entertaining and romantic film. And Macon Blair has built on that, but he stresses the familial issues and also the environment and also the anti-drug corporations who are brainwashing children to take drugs that they probably don't need. Was in the mornings. I don't know how you are with BBC, but here every other commercial is in the morning when the children are eating their sugar-filled food to get obese. They have to watch drug commercials and.
Yeah.
So, you got to hang out, take a drug, a drug, a drug, a drug. It's all over the world. So, anyway, Macon Blair's done a good job covering the waterfront of political and sociological themes, as well as the pathos of a young man having a Joycean epiphany when the new Toxie becomes the powerful Toxie. His idea is to make the world a better place, to make a difference, which is what my wife, who's the commissioner of all media for New York City, that's what she's told me and my children. We've been married for 52 years, and we all live by that. All our kids are doing a meaningful activity that hopefully better the world, especially in the environment. It's very important.
So, looking at the original Toxic Avenger, which was 1984, that blows my mind. It was that long ago. It's blows my mind. But
Well,
obviously,
actually, it was only about three-quarters of the original. At least 25-30% was cut out in the United States. And in the UK, I think the original version was around 48 minutes when it came out on video cassette.
crazy.
So, it took a while for the director's cut to get into the DVD world. And then, of course, word of mouth. And eventually, here we are with it. Except that Macon Blair's Toxic Avenger is better than the original. It's got everything the original has, except it's a masterpiece. It's a genuine film. It's a beautiful film.
What a big statement. Better than the original.
Yeah, I go on record with that. I think it's true. I mean, it is true, and Michael always agrees with me. We did our best on $450,000, and we did a pretty good job. I mean, we got it right, no question about it. I was at a film festival in Montreal, Fantasia, and we got it right. The movie, having seen the movie in the fullness of time, the original Toxic Avenger is a good movie. It's not just a cartoon, but the new one is a whole new world, whole new Tromaville. Lots of callbacks to the original Troma, and a lot of Easter eggs. I think the fans and the general public should have a good time. And it is unrated, yes.
Yeah. Which
But
is,
it's not about the blood and just chopping people up. It's got the heartfelt emotion. So the film will last. It may get who knows, may get nominated. If that movie with Demi Moore could get nominated,
oh, the
this is more of
substance.
a
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
This is more of a film, but who knows?
It's a good time, I think, for horror. I'm 43 years old, and I don't remember a time where there was so many people excited for brand new horror movies. There's really been a big year already with big
Yes, you're right.
releases, and it feels really exciting for anyone that's making films to be involved with horror. With the fact that 28 Years Later came out, which was absolutely huge out of nowhere that everyone went crazy for, and then Bring Her Back recently, which is a great, original great horror that people are going crazy for. So it does feel like, especially going to Comic Cons and events, there just seems
Yeah,
to be
well,
this love for horror.
that's been a world forever. Although I and Michael Hers, we're not, we're into more satire and comedy. So the
Yeah,
movies we've made, are like a Cuisinart. They've got sci-fi, horror, romance, violence, of course, lots of sex and violence. But there's the heart is really again trying to bring out certain themes. In Citizen Toxie, the fourth Toxic Avenger, we dealt with abortion because I anticipated what was going to happen, and now women don't have the right to their bodies in my country, and that thinking is very bad, and women are being again pushed out in our society. The fact that corporations are requiring people to work in the office again, that's all coming from Trump. So the women who work at home with children can't, they have to quit, and his administration. At any rate, women are a big issue in Citizen Toxie. These the plastic surgery. They got kids getting plastic surgery at the age of 13 before their bodies are finished. Uh, and of course, the whole environment is always a big issue, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. So, Citizen Toxie was a major, major film for us, written by Trent Hager, who's become a very successful and very good director of horror.
Yep.
68 Kill was very good. Weapons, have you seen that?
I haven't.
Weapons?
No.
Oh, you're in for a treat. All the
Everyone's telling me to
films.
go and see it, and it's been a bit of a like a Marmite film over here. Some people are saying, "Oh, it's not as good as the hype," and then other people are saying to me, "It's one of the best, absolute best horrors." So I'm going to go and see it on the big screen before it finishes.
We just did. It's as good as Barbarian, I think, and I think you'll like it. And the interesting thing is it's elevated horror. It's not just relying on like the Toxic Avenger. The Toxic Avenger is an entertaining, emotional, and beautiful film to look at. It's not just a lot of blood or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that doesn't make a film that's going to last. Weapons will last, and that guy is talented. I can't remember his name, but you just look at that film and how well he controls everything and the editing. Everything was very. Actually, Final Destination Bloodline. I'm 80 years old. I had a blast. That was
I did,
great.
yeah. I love that
It's
they kind of keep getting the deaths a bit more extreme and a bit over the top, but in a good way. Like each film raises the bar even more stupid, but in a great fun way. Like
Yeah,
you have a blast. That's
exactly.
what it's about: going to the cinema and having fun.
Well, the Final Destination Bloodline was like a film times 10 with the way the kills were a combination of real and CGI and AI, whatever was all mixed together. But it was funny. You don't exactly feel too bad for the victims.
It's a good time to watch films. And what was it like when you got to see the final cut? Obviously, for this played back to you. I know you're the producer, but were they coming back to you all the time with different parts to
Yes,
show you?
yeah.
Yeah,
I spent some time with Macon Blair, and I didn't need to because I'd seen his work, and he's the perfect guy for this film, no question about it. And then when Peter Dinklage was cast, that solved everything because we were trying to develop Toxic Avenger Part Five. Mister Toxie Goes to Washington, and we couldn't figure out what to do with Toxie. Do we make him obese? Do we turn him into a woman? Do we kill him? That was my vote, was to kill him. But Macon Blair and the a wonderful cast of Toxic Avenger. They have made a masterpiece. It's really great. It's a Troma masterpiece, but nothing. Troma can take no credit. We just were. I read the script, gave some notes. They were ignored. Macon Blair was right. He's an auteur, and like James Gunn, who we discovered, and Trey Parker and Matt Stone, who we discovered, and many others. He does what he wants to do, but he's a good people person. He gets what he wants, and the whole cast loved the original Toxic Avenger. It wasn't they like, oh, we're doing this little horror film. It's a remake of Stuart Gordon's whatever, you know what I mean?
of
This
course.
is the
Yeah,
real movie, and it's got the heart, soul, and brain of the filmmaker, which is what Michael Hers and I believe in. And we're auteur theorists. Whether that makes money or not, it doesn't matter. It's art. And I went to the Van Gogh Museum in Amazon in Amsterdam a couple of times, and the first time I went, I swear Van Gogh came into my body. I started crying. Just to see all that work and then I've read about him a lot, and And of course, the Kirk Douglas movie is brilliant. But but the point is, it takes time. Time is, and time is not love's fool either. So you have to think about that when you get married. I'm married 52 years, and time is not love's fool. It takes different. Love takes different forms, and Toxic Avenger is a perfect example of that.
What a
The
cast
new
as
Toxic
Yeah,
Avenger.
what a cast as well. Julia Davis, for me, one of the best out there. Like, so genuinely, naturally funny. Elijah Wood, like, one of the best out there. Kevin Bacon in there. You've got Peter Dinklage. Jacob Tremblay, who is one of the finest young actors out there. Like, what an incredible... You just must look at that list and be like, this is doing the film justice. This is worthy.
Well,
This is
I've
amazing.
hung out with the cast a few times, and they talk trauma. The constant they're trauma cinephiles. They've drilled down deep into the trauma oeuvre. In fact, recently at Comic-Con, we were on a panel with 6,500 people in one room, and
Wow.
Tremblay, young. I mean, when he made the movie, he was not even 18. But here he is, this young guy, and he's on the panel, and he's so witty and clever, and I noted that on the panel. It's on how great he is, and how if I was 17 on that panel, I'd be I
Yeah.
wouldn't know what to say. But all the cast, they whenever we were all together, that's all they talk about is trauma. Dinklage, I think he said he was from New Jersey, and they did you see Terra Firma? Oh my God,
Awful.
that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
terrible. Yeah.
And they love the trauma movies. They really, and so the trauma spirit was embedded in all of the cast. The crew in Bulgaria, they were all trauma fans, every one of them. Even though we have no distribution in Bulgaria, they all somehow through the magic of through our good friend bootlegging and piracy, they have seen a lot of trauma. So trauma's out there and Toxie's out there, and now I think Toxie comes in a new form, in an entertaining, educational, emotional masterpiece. And by the way, the original transformation in the Toxic Avenger is great, and we used appliances that had never been used. It was eye popping. But this transformation that Macon Blair has made is yes, eye popping and shocking, and but it's also beautiful to look at. And the music, it even puts in the music from the original Toxic Avenger, blends into it. You could take that transformation, Mark, and put it in the take modern and in the video, they have video seasons, and you put it up on the wall on a video screen. People, it's beautiful. It's great, and the whole film is quite beautiful in itself. The
Wonderful.
character development, the character development, and you're right. Judy Davis is hilarious,
She's so
and
funny.
she had a great. Didn't she have a great series on?
On the
I believe she
BBC,
had.
yeah. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
I can't, Nighty Night. Absolutely
yeah,
amazing.
I've seen it. It was terrific.
So
How lucky
dark.
are we?
Yeah, so
Totally
dark.
lucky. And everybody, they enjoyed the trauma films. They really got them. They got the themes and political sociological content, and they went with it. And the result is terrific. It's no matter what happens at the box office. Michael Hers and Toxie, the trauma team, even Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD was a little jealous of Toxie's fame. Even he, who's unfortunately fallen into alcohol-driven drug addict,
Oh,
but he'll come back. Kabuki Man's coming back, but
Lloyd,
he's a little jealous of Toxie.
Lloyd, we've got literally 30 seconds. What I want to ask is, as this episode ends, there's going to be one song that plays out at the very end. So I'll edit our interview. The podcast goes there for the world to listen to. What song would you like to be played at the very end? It can be any song in the world, but when I ask you the question, the first song that comes to your head before any other.
I say Cole Porter, let's do it.
There we go. That was nice. Why did that one come to your head first? Is it just something that means a
Because
lot to you?
it's clever, it's satirical, it's romantic, and it's beautifully composed, and the melody is delightful. And when you see The Power of Positive Murder, which is the film we're editing now, based on inspired by Crime and Punishment, we use that in an ironic manner because the days of Trump are the opposite of let's destroy it is what he should be singing. So let's do it.
Perfect.
Let's do it. Let's have love. Let's fall in love. Doesn't matter whether you're way to bring me Shed Row. It's great. Terrific.
Lloyd, thank you. Good luck with the release of this, and let's not leave it 8 years till we talk again.
Well, Mark, are you coming to New York? Come to New York
I
and you
wish I
can
could.
stay with
I
us.
can't afford it, dude. I'm skint. I can't afford to come to New
You'll
York.
just come here. We take care of you. If you can get here, we've got rooms. You can have the Roger Corman suite. He used to stay here. His kids stayed here. If you can get to New York, the Troma team will take good care of you, as
God,
will
that
my
sounds
wife,
tempting.
who's
That
New
sounds so
York, the city
tempting.
film. What's that?
I love New York, so it's very tempting.
Well, anytime we're here and we're old and we have empty rooms
All
and
right, dude. I might do that. Thank you.
we're very quiet, except
Enjoy
for
enjoy the rest of your press. I hope it all goes well, and thank you for your time.
it's going great. And
Cheers, guys. Take care. So there's my interview with me and Lloyd Kaufman, and it looks like I'm probably going to New York to go and live with him in the near future. So that's pretty good to come out of this podcast. As I said at the start of today's interview, The Toxic Avenger is out now. Go and check it out and let me know what you think. And again, thanks to Lloyd for coming back on the podcast. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome you back on. Your horror royalty, and it was an honour to really have the time to record this interview dedicated to The Toxic Avenger. As you guys are listening to this episode, all I ask in return is to keep on sharing. You know the score by now. You can literally go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever social media channels you use, and hit that share button. Tell your friends to listen to the podcast. I'm a one-man team. I have no money for sponsorship or to actually make a profit of the podcast. Anything that comes in goes right back into the making of the podcast and helps me distribute it on all these different sites. So any shares mean the world. I'm also launching in September the Lost Tapes. Yes, they have actually been found. My God, they're going to be exclusive episodes for people that come and support me on Patreon. So if you want to hear these, sign up now on patreon.com. There's a link on markandme.com to take you right there. And I really need the support. Truly, it's a tough time. I'm just about getting there to be able to make enough money from this podcast to keep on hosting it. So any support on there is really crucial and will keep the podcast going. Also want to say a thank you to the two sponsors of Mark and Me, Richer Sounds, who are the best people out there for anything to do with TV and video, audio, or anything to do with music. Whatever you want, go on richersounds.com because they won't be beaten on price and are truly the best experts out there. And finally, Vice Press. If you love posters, not just horror, but all movie posters with the best artists in the world, go on vicepress.com, add anything to your basket, and literally use the code MarkandMe10 for 10% off your first purchase. Right, it's only going to be a couple of days until another episode of Mark and Me lands. So until then, look after yourself, take care, and I'll speak to you all very soon.
When the little bluebird, who has never said a word, starts to sing spring, spring. When the little blue bell in the bottom of the dell starts to ring, ding, ding. When the little blue clerk in the middle of his work starts a tune to the moon up above, it is nature, that's all, simply telling us to fall in love. And that's why birds do it, bees do it, even educated fleas do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. In Spain the best upper sets do it, Lithuanians, and let's do it, let's do it, let's fall in love. The Dutch in old Amsterdam do it, not to mention the Finns. Folks in Siam do it, think of Siamese twins. Some Argentines without means do it. People say in Boston even beans do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Romantic sponges, they say, do it. Oysters down in Oyster Bay do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. cod clams against their wish do it. Even lazy jellyfish do it. Let's do it, let's fall in love. Electric eels, I might add, do it, though it shocks 'em, I know. Why ask if shad do it? Waiter, bring me shad roe in shallow shoals. English souls do it. Goldfish in the privacy of bowls do it. Let